welcome back to Sojourns with Sawyer. This is the second part of our Tosohatchee WMA adventure. Come along for the ride and enjoy. Welcome to Lake Charlie. This is the lake we spoke about earlier in the video where it was dug up to build the 528 expressway. I currently have Sawyer strapped to me so I can be hands-free. Now, I did walk this little trail prior to him coming out here with me for the simple fact that there are gators in this lake and they do like to come up on the trail. Like I stated earlier, one of the last times I was out here, walked right by a big boy. All right, hang on, Sawyer. But this tells you a little bit about Lake Charlie right here. It was born when the nearby Beach Line Expressway was constructed in the 1970s. But it's a good fishing lake, I'm assuming. I've actually never been fishing out here. I want to do it. I came out here one day and had fishing gear with me with every intention of fishing, but there was a FWC officer out here doing some work out of there, Sawyer. Those are the places where he likes to sniff, which is right along the water, and in Florida obviously there's gators everywhere, but they could be right underneath that, right at the edge of that water line, or where the water meets the land, and right underneath the water, and you can't see them. And he'll go to the edge of the water and they can come right up and snap. Now, I know this because I saw it happen years and years ago. I was out on a walk by myself and heard some screaming and looked over, and gator just popped up out of the water and took a little puppy, unfortunately. So you just got to be careful when out near bodies of water in Florida, because any body of water can contain a gator. They even get in swimming pools. But come out here to the end of that short little trail. There's a really nice dock out here that they built right on Lake Charlie. So as I said last time, earlier, I came out here one time and wanted to do some fishing, and I was planning on coming out to this dock and brought my fishing gear, and there was a FWC officer out here. But I didn't do any fishing because I didn't have an active fishing license, and in the state of Florida, even if you're fishing off a dock like this, you're supposed to have a fishing license. So, and they were working, so I didn't want to bother them. But surprisingly, there's no gators to be seen today, because normally there are out here. But as you can see, this is a pretty good sized lake. You know, if you imagine, you can think about the fact that this was not here in the 1970s, and then they dug this up to build the beach line, which is right over on the other side of that tree line there. That's a lot of dirt they removed. I don't know how deep the lake is, but just the surface area of it is quite a bit. But it's deep enough to be a real lake. Man-made. All right, buddy. Head back. I think it's time for you to have some water. Nice little picnic areas. Be a decent place to bring a picnic. People do use this area. Many times I've been out here, there's been someone out fishing or whatnot. This way. You can see somebody use the grill. Somebody left their trash on that table, which irritates the heck out of me. When I come out to a place like this and I see people leaving their trash around, there's just no excuse for that. That's uncalled for. There's no reason. It's just sheer disregard and laziness. I think it's great that they do this type of stuff, you know, with these wildlife management areas, that they take this land and they dedicate it. You know, it's never going to be built on or developed, to preserve nature and give the wildlife a place that they don't have to ever be infringed upon. You know, part of the problem in Orlando now is that as of late we're having a problem with coyotes, and Florida does have coyotes, among other things, of course. But they're developing an area currently known as Lake Nona, which used to be in the middle of nowhere. It used to be nothing but out of there, Sawyer. Cow fields and out of there, Sawyer. Cow fields and woods and whatnot. So they're developing all of this area at a crazy rate. Look at all the dragonflies. They're so cool. They're harmless. They won't do anything to you. But anyhow, they're developing all this land, and basically it's forcing these animals out of their natural habitat. So they go into the city, basically. And on the next door and Ring apps and whatnot, from time to time, I'll get a notification that coyotes have been spotted, or unfortunately there have been a couple of incidents involving coyotes and dogs, small animals. This is a little pond, not necessarily part of the lake, but it is covered in water lilies. I've never seen it completely socked in like this. Little road you can walk down over here. Alright, Sawyer. It's even on this short leash attached to me. He likes to pull. This is a very uneven road. Alright, it's the end of the road, buddy. Don't need to go all the way down there. There's a little bird. Again, I wish I kind of knew what the name of it was. Come on, let's go this way. Let's go back. Let's get you some water. You can see there's that little restroom I was talking about earlier. I did poke my head in it. It's actually in good shape. But there's no plumbing, so it's, you know, one of those primitive restrooms where it's basically a hole in the ground with a plastic toilet stuck on top of it. So you got to keep that in mind if you need to use it. It's not the freshest experience. Alright, so we are exiting Charlie's Creek Road and we're turning right, or heading east, northeast onto what is known as Long Bluff Road. So this road will go to the east end of Powerline Road. So effectively, you at one point were able to come out here and make a big loop. So you would come in, go down Powerline Road, turn right on Fishhole Road, take this around, so take it around to this road here, Long Bluff Road, and go back down to Powerline Road, and then take Powerline Road west all the way back out to the entrance road. However, as I stated earlier, there's a washout in the road, so you can't do that any longer. But so you have to double back. But we'll take this road down to Powerline Road. We'll turn right, and Powerline Road dead ends to the St. Johns River. So there's usually people fishing out there. There's on either side of Powerline Road out this direction, there is waterways. So there's usually people fishing off of Powerline Road and at the St. Johns River as well. Alright, so we got out here at the end of Powerline Road at the St. Johns River. Got Sawyer out. Alright, this is the St. Johns River, and it's a little on the high side right now. Sawyer, we're not going down there. No, sir. It's a parking area. Please do not feed the wildlife. Normally, I see a lot of gators out here, but I don't see them right now. And I thought, you know, because gators are warm-blooded animals. Sawyer, get out of that. We're not going down there. No, sir. Because it's been slightly cooler the past few days, that they'd be out in the sun. That's usually what they do, is they come out and they lay in the sun. But this is a heavily visited fishing area for people, and when the water's not so high, you can actually kind of walk down along the river line there, but it's up today. And the water's actually moving pretty quickly, it looks like. But this is the St. John's, Florida. This is natural Florida. Now we are close to the East Coast at this point, close to Titusville. There's a structure out there. I don't know what it is, but looks like a little fishing dock or pier. But you can see people litter out here, and it's really maddening. And I mean, granted, it's kind of a nice little drawing there, but it's still graffiti. You know, this is most certainly graffiti, and it's uncalled for. All right, my friends. Well, this is as far as you can drive heading east on Powerline Road without going around it. Now, I know I've posted a video on here of this same walk before. That was also with my cell phone. This is with the GoPro. So I'm still, you know, experimenting with the GoPro, I guess you could say. I'm not a professional with it whatsoever. Probably should get like a different mount, because I'm just holding it by hand. But you can see Sawyer's on his harness and his leash that's attached to me by my waist, so I can be hands-free and make this walk. So you used to be able to drive over these bridges, and hopefully one day you will be able to again. It's probably a pretty neat drive. There's videos of people out there driving it. I mentioned earlier Matt with Florida Jeep Rides. He's got a video where they do the full loop. They come out here. But these bridges are built up because this is all wetlands down here. Marshy area. You can see the cypress trees out there, and there is definitely water out there. I won't say irritated about, but just more like curious about is, why haven't they repaired it yet? You know, this is what I would assume would be an easy repair. So clearly that's fresh horse manure right there, or fresher. So as you can see here, that massive pipe, I'm sure at one point was level, but you see over there, water's flowing out of that pipe. So the water gathers over there in that basin, and I'm guessing that this here, which is to my left, so that's north, that's east, that's Powerline Road, heading towards the St. John's River. Clearly that would be south. It appears that the water is flowing north to the east, which is the direction the St. John's River takes. So the St. John's River, only two rivers in the world that flow north, the St. John's River and the Nile River. So this is part of that, the basin that generates the water for the St. John's River. But yeah, I would imagine they could just come in here with a number of truckloads of dirt. I'm sure it would take quite a bit. They would probably need to dig that pipe out and reposition it, replace it, or replace it. Now there are, on the way in, you may have seen on the video, I didn't point them out, but there are two very large pipes like this, black ones, brand new ones, sitting on the side up there. So I don't know, maybe that's what that's for. Last time I was out here, I thought they had two big loads of dirt. I thought that was what this was, that was for this, but clearly they haven't done anything with it. But you could walk across there and continue the hike down, which we're not going to do today. But this is why you cannot drive down Powerline Road past a certain point at the Tosohatchee Wildlife Management Area. Our trip out to the Tosohatchee Wildlife Management Area here today, December the 8th, Friday, December the 8th, December 2020. Get out of that. See, that's what I'm talking about right there. So if you see that, I don't know what that is. That is clearly, so that's a jawbone, obviously, but a jawbone of what kind of animal? It's not an alligator. I think that's a hog. If you know what that is, what animal that's from, comment, let me know. Message me, I'd love to know. I'm gonna say it's either a wild boar, wild hog, or a coyote. Because it's got those two long teeth at the bottom there. This has been our trip, Sawyer and I, on Sawyer's Sojourns with Sawyer. I'm still new to it, so I gotta get the name right. Sojourns with Sawyer channel. I'm James. That's Sawyer in the back seat. Thank you for joining us for the ride today. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hopefully you'll have the opportunity to make it out here someday yourself and explore this beautiful area known as Tosohatchee Wildlife Management Area. Y'all have a great day. Stay safe. Be kind to one another, and we'll see you again next time.